So I am back. Hey, you guys. I actually was gonna just kind of go over a few of the things we've been doing since nursing school. This is a week in the life of the first week of nursing school. Um, what we've been kind of doing now is just kind of rolling with the flow. It has not been easy. Um, we've definitely been going through a lot, and it's kind of hard to explain, really. But um, so the first day was awesome. I showed you guys that. We just kind of went over the syllabus and the classes that we're going to be doing the first semester. There's 4 classes, and there's pretty much an exam for each day. I mean, each week. It feels like days. Um, but we've already had a homework due probably the second day of class. Yeah, it was the second day of class. And then we had a quiz for conversions, which is um, K turned into pounds, grams turned into milligrams, liters turned into milliliters. We haven't gotten to anything by weight yet, but I mean, it's the first week. So I think we've gone over a lot. Our first unit has 36 objectives, and which means there's 36 um, questions as far as what you need to do as far as a takeaway moment for the unit. It covers 3 chapters, and a lot of it has to do with ethics and morals and laws and procedures. Has to do with facilities, how the nursing began, things like this, and also to show the kind of roles that we have as LVNs. And it just gives us basic information for optimal care, optimal level of care, um, and just Maslow's law, um, just certain things that you need to know as far as like the first month, basically pushed into one week for the nursing program. So, anyway, just an update on everything about me. So, I had to let the little job go. I had to let her go, and I know a lot of people were probably disappointed about that, but as far as everything that I'm writing on, I believe that was the best thing for me. I'm not saying that this is not possible with a job and with a kid and with family. But I do believe that you can do this. I'm not saying that this is something that you should just, um, oh, you can't make it. But there's tons in my class. I think there's 28 of us, and there's at least 16 or so that do not have jobs. There's tons of people traveling from out of town, so it's like a 3-hour travel there and back. There's tons of people dedicated to this program, and so I definitely think if this is a program for you, LVN, then you should definitely do that. I would not put in so much time and work just to say, okay, I'm going to be, at work at a certain time, and then I miss out on the biggest opportunity of my life. So I'm not pushing don't work. I'm not pushing work. I'm just pushing do what's best for you, because I had to figure that out the hard way. But now that we've gotten a week in, we've had at least 2 study sessions. We've had one after class. We've had one today. I just got back from one an hour ago, and I'm kind of just trying to unwind. I am going to do some study guides because those things are really helpful as far as what the instructors have told us for the exam. They're NCLEX questions. The study guide kind of pulls you towards, what you need to know for that exam. And because these exams are each week, I just want to be able to gain as much knowledge as I can. So I'm not stressing over, okay, is this the answer? Oh, I don't know this part. I know I won't be able to get everything and be perfect to the T. But I believe the roundabout questions they give us will definitely be helpful on the exam. So that's what we're looking at as far as right now. I can't really be sure because I haven't, taken the test yet. It's Sunday night, and we're about to go to Walmart. So I'm just kind of giving an update as far as how it is going for me. Yeah, I have to let the job go, but it doesn't mean the same for you. Stay encouraged. And it was just something by faith. I was just seeing, is this for me? And it was definitely an opportunity that God gave me. And it was through by faith. And He was letting me know that He was with me. And I'm so grateful for that opportunity. I thank them for the job. I thank them for the opportunity. I was not harmful or harsh about not being there, because there are people that do need that job and they are working hard because they're young and they're fresh and they're just getting started. And then there's people that just, have no other opportunity but that job. So I'm very grateful for what God did for me. And I wish I could have stuck it out even more. But me having to choose and just being reminded of when I was younger and I was working at McDonald's, and I had to choose between McDonald's and school, and I chose McDonald's. And look at where I am now. I'm back in that same position 10 years later, and I'm choosing the better route now. I'm seeing how my life was rewinded, and it was showing me how God still made a way 10 years later to finish the purpose He had for me. So I'm very grateful. I'm very honored, and I'm going to do something with the time that I have to do it. And I don't want people to think it's a waste of time to try and do something, even if it doesn't work. The point of it is the fact that you tried. The point of it is the fact that you were going to make sure that that was not the option you needed, or that was the option you needed. But when we have a worry in our heart, God does hear us and He does answer us. And even if we ask for something that we may not think, that we may think that we need, God is saying we don't. So anyway, I've got some stuff on the stove that I'm supposed to be making, so I will be right back. I've got a...
Oh.
I don't know, though.
Oh, yeah. That Carol
It was one... Yeah, it was 100. It was like one...
But Richard Piper came like 2 something.
Yeah, it was a red one and a black one. It was, I wanted the red one so wouldn't nobody be like, oh, that's mine. I'm like, no, really, is it? I can understand somebody having a black one, but not a red one. Like, how you gonna say it's yours, basically. But for spring break, babe, I was wanting to do something. I'm not really sure yet, but it's mid-March. But just on the weekend, because obviously we work during the week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just glad I actually have filming stuff, because with my phone, I couldn't do it. Like, I literally had like 5 minutes. Hey you guys, so I am back. It is actually Tuesday. I'm trying to study. I don't know if you can see me, hopefully you can, but right now I'm just kind of sitting down studying. This exam is due literally in like 6-7 hours. Anyway, so we have an exam in the morning, and so I'm kind of just studying, getting ready, prepared for that. I'm using my study guide. I had previously, when I made it to school this morning, I had made a video, but the lighting was so terrible, so I just wanted to go ahead and redo it, of course. And so right now it's like 8 o'clock at night. I am trying to stay awake and get as much review as I can. I'm really just in the review stage. of this unit exam, but pretty much we just have like 7 to 8 days of work shoved in to one exam, and we just kind of test over that. And a few of the I guess study tips that I wanted to give was one, cue cards. Once you get that information, if you are the type that need a repetitive like sightseeing, cue cards would be the best. I think I did that my whole last semester with my grow, and a little bit with the music, and just the other classes that I took. But that to me was easier to retain information, especially terms. And so, not to say that's the only method you need to use, because as you go, you will figure out what kind of method you really need for studying. But that is one of the most top methods, is the cue cards, is being able to get those cue cards and know the term, know the definition, and move on. The second thing I would do is read over the chapter. That's not to say you'll retain everything, because these chapters are ridiculous. I mean, this is the book. And so this is pretty much what I have been doing for the program as of right now. And yeah, so it's a lot to read, don't get me wrong. So I'm not saying just read all of that and then think you'll just retain that information, but just going over it before you go over it in class. And then you know, when you make those cue cards, you'll see them again. And then when you read, I want to say the second day of after they are giving you materials to learn it. And then on the third day is what I would call, you know, like your study guide. We have a study guide for this, which is actually what I'm doing right now. And it has basic questions that you can kind of go over. And we do have the answers to these. So the best thing to do is just test your knowledge. They also have study guides in the book. They also have study guides with the privacy code, the access code to the online book, where it gives you more questions and more quizzes that are NCLEX style, so you can kind of get familiar with that. So I would say, you know, third or fourth day, hey, let's go ahead and test what we know. Even if we get them all wrong, at least we know what those questions look like and we know what to study. About the fifth and sixth day, I would definitely get in some type of group, or you know, some type of study where there's multiple people, where they can quiz you, you can quiz them, you can kind of bounce ideas off as far as trying to, you know, what kind of silly words do you use to remember or retain this information, and then just kind of go from there, because the study groups I've had have been amazing. We did Quizlet. We did Kahoot in class, and it was very fun to be active, a little bit competitive on the Kahoot, but it was just fun. It was like learning, but it was a fun way of learning. And so you need to broaden your spectrum if it's just closed in with you, because it's a lot of information to retain, and there's so much you can learn with others. And so I would suggest, you know, around the fifth and sixth day, hey, let's go over this and make sure we got this down. I know there's somebody you can click up with in your nursing degree. It's going to be a year, 2 years if you're an RN or ADN program. Whatever it is you're going through, you can find someone that is with you. It is kind of similar to the schedule you have. And so our study group we meet 3 days, and there may be people that only meet 1 day. There may be people that you just won't see in 2 weeks. But this is our first week, and I'm super excited about it. I'm going to be there as much as I can. One, because I started the study group, because I know how I learn, and then two, because I want to make it accessible for others, and I want to be able to learn something from them, because it's not easy getting into this program. So I can't sit here and say, oh, they just made it in by the skin of their teeth. There's no way. So anyway, you know, I've already said that, but I'm just basically stating that we can all learn from one another, because as a nurse, this is a team effort. You've got providers, you've got insurance people, you've got a lot going on where there's not just you. and it's not just what you know, and especially us being at the very beginning stages as an LVN nurse, as a vocational nurse. We're not really supervisors, we're not really making or calling any shots. We're necessarily just doing what the doctor or the supervisor tells us what to do in the scope of our practice. And so the best thing we can do is learn from one another, bounce ideas off of one another as we retain information, yes, but also in skills and clinicals. And you'll see that I'm trying to film as much as I can about that. I'm super excited. And then just the last tidbit advice that I would give as far as like study tips, because all I've done is study. I've taken a couple of quizzes and exams, and as far as right now, they're all A's. I'm literally have a 105 in the class out of 100 because I got my name right on a piece of paper, and it's why it keeps bouncing up. But other than that, the material is just basic as of right now, and so it's really spitting at us. And so I don't want to give you something that I have not seen work, but it has worked in the college professional. But as far as nursing, we will see. We will see. So that's what I'm studying for right now. I'm just going over study guides. We had our study today. We normally have them Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and just one on the weekend for those that just need that. But I'm going to be there as much as I can. I've accessed, gave people, my information so they can reach me and I can reach them, and we can encourage one another. But the best thing that I could say, as far as like retaining knowledge, is to make your own questions if you need to. If you need to turn a word into a question or a scenario, because I haven't really heard that right now on the internet or YouTube or anything, but we did learn it in class, and I thought that was a good idea to share with just somebody that just isn't willing to go out there, or they just, are beyond, what is in the study guide even, or if they just can't comprehend what it's trying to say. To make your own questions and quiz yourself on those, and to twist it to where it can be turned into a question, and you have a scenario, and kind of what that word means, because there's a lot of things that kind of tie in, and it almost looks alike, like the criminal, the civil laws, all those things kind of look alike. And so there's kind of little breakages in there where you can kind of differ between one word or the other. But as far as like getting it down and retaining information for you, just do the best you can. That's all you can do, girl. Don't sit here and try to make people think that you're the best you can be, but you're struggling inside. There are so many options that you can have as of right now, with the beginning stages. And even if you're just a month or whatever in, I believe these are great tips that can help anybody in any subject. So just take these, and just use what's best for you at the time you need them, because there's some things that is so much. It's like, what, a cue card? So don't do it. Just read over the chapter, use repetitive writing notes. Even if you don't want to use as much paper, use the board. Use anything that will help you retain the information and to be able to use it in the field, because we are professionals, yes, and we're also nursing with a heart. So we're not just doing this just to make money. And I say just to make money. We do this because we do get paid to do this, but it's not the only force behind the drive. So just definitely understand what you're getting yourself into. This is not easy. It's the first week. I feel like I was in a daze today, but I had to encourage myself, and we got through the study right after class. I mean, sitting there for, I want to say, from 8 to 3 today, but we had to study after that until I think we left around 5. But we were not playing games. We're trying to do what we need to do. And if you're just struggling with something, definitely talk to your professors about that. But anyway, so let me get off my soapbox. I just wanted to help you guys out and help you to understand that you can do this. You can make it, and there is nothing that can stop you unless you just want it to. So this is just an encouraging video. I tried to make one, but it just kind of messed up. But anyway, subscribe and like, you guys. You're just getting the raw footage. I don't even know what I look like right now. I'm just kind of in the books, and it just is what it is. And so I hope you have a good night. I'm just gonna, cover myself in words and hope it's retained, and so I can, do this exam. So I'll just let you know how that goes. Comment below, subscribe and like, that kind of thing. It's free. There's no cost to it. Especially family. Like, I thought we were cool. So, not that you have to be in nursing, but, especially if you're a nurse, you know the struggle, and you wish, someone could have told you this information. So please don't be a hater. Go ahead and subscribe and like. Okay.